So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to name that layer, let's say wall. Now watch what happens when I choose the rectangle tool. I'm going to change the fill. Make sure I choose a brown for my table, because by using the shape tool, it's going to be a vector. So watch as I click and drag. Now, if you go to the top and you notice the black, I sat there and took off the stroke. And if you notice, I'm going to rename it table, make a new layer, put it down below the table, and this is going to be my wall layer. Now I'm going to use the gradient tool. So remember, wherever your paint bucket tool, that's for the gradient tool as well. So I need to change my gradient tool back to just two-tone, click on the color, and then you can choose the color that you want, okay? Oh, sorry, I just realized my color picker was off to the side, but that's okay. So you have to click on that little box and click on color. I'm going to choose a darker color, because you always want to choose like a light side and a dark side, okay? Now when I click and drag, you're going to see a little line. So if I don't hold shift, I can do an angle, but when I hold shift, it does a straight line. I'm like, okay, I want it a little darker, so I'm going to try again. I kind of like it right there. There we go. So I got my wall, got my table. My table seems like it's a little too dark, so I'm going to hit fill. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. All right. I click to the side so I can deselect. I'm going to make a new layer. And this is going to be my bowl. So I'm going to use the elliptical marquee tool. Remember, you hold down shift, click and drag to make it a perfect circle. And I'm going to fill it in. See what kind of color. Maybe I'll do red. Maybe I'll change this project. Maybe I think I'm going to do ramen. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I got to make sure, let me bring my color picker over. And remember to make sure that everything you're doing is a printable color. Now I'm going to fill in with the red. Now I'm going to hit Control D to deselect that red. I'm going to go to my marquee tool and choose the rectangle tool. Now I can select the top part. I'm going to delete. See how I deleted it right there? And I'm going to click and drag to about right where I want it. You know what? I really don't like that this bowl is red. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to change the color. There we go. I think this will be a pretty color. Let's try that. Yes. So here's the other thing you can do. Let's deselect that. So my bowl has to have something to stand on. So I'm going to use my rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to click and drag, probably right about in through there. Now, as long as I'm on the marquee tool, I can select and click and drag to where I want it to be. I'm probably close to the middle. That seems right. So I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to do it in a new layer, because I've decided that I'm going to make the bottom of the bowl, and I'm going to make some shadows for my bowl. All right, so now got to make sure I'm going to do the gradient tool because I want shadows. So when I click, I'm going to go color with my eyedropper tools, choose the color I want. I think that's a good shadow. So I'm going to click and drag and see what it looks like. Ooh, that's really dark. Okay, maybe not that dark. So I'm going to have it go out of the marquee tool. That seems pretty good. Okay. I'm going to hit Control D. Now Control click on the bowl. And I click and drag, click and drag. Ooh, where isn't it? Oh, I'm on the bottom of the bowl still. That's why. So I got to make sure that I'm on the bowl layer. That's looking pretty good. I like that. Ooh, that's not good. Try one more. That'll be good. Okay. That's pretty good. Maybe that one. Yes, perfect. So now I look like I have some shadows because I used my gradient tool. The light looks like it's coming from the top, which is good. It's exactly what I want. So now I'm going to merge my layers. So if you look, I right click, and you go to merge layers. You have to have both layers selected. Now I'm going to do, you know what? I'm not going to do noodles. No. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I want this to be a bowl of ramen or if I want it to be ice cream. Let's try it. So I'm going to go to my vector tools, and I'm going to do a shape. I don't want the stroke, so you go to stroke. Yellow, maybe? Nah, nothing. I'm going to fill it in. Maybe with a light yellow. I'm going to click and drag to see if I have some more colors here. There we go. Light. You know what? I've decided I'm going to make this ice cream. Yeah. This should be ice cream. So I'm going to rename it. Double click. I'm going to rename it ice cream. I think I'll do a couple more shapes. Maybe I'll change the color a little bit. Maybe I want strawberry ice cream. I'm going to click and drag and hold shift so I get that perfect circle. I'm going to fill it in. There we go. Now I've got strawberries and vanilla. I can use the move tool. I'm going to move it to where I want it. I'll make one more. Chocolate. Oh, No, it kind of blends in with the table a little too much. I'll have to go with a darker color. Nope, I'm just going to stick with vanilla. All right, so now I'm going to click and drag and hold shift to make that perfect circle for my third thing of ice cream. And I want this one to be chocolate, but I'm going to look for a darker color. Let's see, do I have a darker brown? Yes. Oh, that one works really well. All right. There we go. Now I kind of want my vanilla to be in the back. I'm going to start renaming stuff. All right, so I know this is my vanilla, or no, strawberry, excuse me. Vanilla and chocolate. All right, so I have my 3 vector circles. And I kind of want my vanilla to be all the way in the back. So I'm going to click and drag it all the way to the back. So to make it bigger, I clicked and selected it, and then I hit Control T. What this does is a shortcut for Control Transform, and I can click and drag and make it as big as small as I want, and then I hit Enter. So now I want to move all these layers around. So what I do is you click on a layer, hold Shift, and then if I click on Bowl on the top, it's going to select all the layers, and then I can move all those layers around to be right where I want it to be. All right, I'm going to do New Layer, and I'm going to do Spoon. Right. I'm going to choose what I want. I make myself a spoon that's going into the bowl of ice cream. Spoon's a little bit bigger, then it gets a little bit thinner at the bottom. There we go. That looks like a pretty good spoon. Although I don't like the color, so I'm going to do Control Click. And then I think I'm going to do a gradient. But I'm also going to fill it in with gray first, maybe. There we go. Let me go to my gradient tool because I want it to have shadows too since I made my bowl with shadows. So I'm going to click. And there we go. See how it looks like it has a little highlight at the top? Sit here and do this a couple of times so I feel like it's right. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. All right. Now I'm going to move my spoon to be back behind my strawberry, but in front of my vanilla a little bit. And now I'm going to do a highlight on the spoon. You know, like when the light shines on something, there's a bright white area, especially when it's on metal. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to Control Click. That way I make sure that I don't accidentally color outside of my spoon. I'm going to choose some white. And then I want the brush tool a little bit, like fuzz out at the end a little bit. Maybe there. Nah, that doesn't seem to be working well. Maybe just on the edges? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Looks like I have a little bit of a highlight there. I'm going to try one more. I'm going to take it all the way up the side there. There we go. Control D to deselect. Now I want to put shadows into my vanilla and things like that. And I could try and go to the gradient tool, but it's not going to work that well. I can't really control it. I can't really choose my colors as much as I want to. And you know what? I have plenty of vector layers. So I could sit there and I can choose the color, but it's just going to fill it for me. So instead of doing the gradient in here, I could sit here, I could choose what I want it to be. But I want to control the shadows a little bit more. So what I'm going to do instead of using the gradient tool as fill, I'll try just one more. Nope, not going to do so. Control V to undo that. I'm going to go to my gradient tool, and I'm going to choose the color. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Control V to undo. There you go. I'm going to choose like a nice vanilla color, and then that shadow is way too dark. So I'm going to change that shadow a little bit. So I'm going to choose the color out there and then try to get, that's pretty close to a good shadow color, especially for vanilla ice cream. Okay, now watch. You notice how my cursor says I cannot do that, so how I have to change it, you right click on your layer and you go to rasterize layer. And what this does is that it changes it from a vector to a raster. So now I can sit here and use my gradient tool, and I can finally add my shadow onto my scoop of ice cream. So Control D, deselect. And now I'm going to rasterize my strawberry layer. Control click on the layer image, and then now I can sit here, I can choose that strawberry color, and I'm going to choose the shadow color for the strawberry. maybe right there. Okay. And now I can sit here and use my gradient tool. So now my chocolate again, right click, rasterize layer, control click on the icon, and I select all the pixels in that layer. Now I'm just going to do the same thing. We're going to change the color. And now I'm going to make a shadow. Click color. There we go. There we go. That seems like a good shadow. All right. I'm going to add the gradient in. There we go. That seems pretty good. And Control D to deselect. So let's see. I don't think I have enough layers. Or maybe, yeah, spoon highlight, strawberry. Okay. So I feel like I need maybe just something else. I'm going to put there. What I can do is I can select more than one layer. And what I do is Control Shift, then I click on the little icon boxes so then I can select on multiple layers. This way I don't accidentally color some sprinkles that I'm going to put on here outside of my scoops of ice cream just yet. I kind of don't like that those are fuzzy. So I'm going to sit there and change my brush. Change it to the hard one. There we go. Now I can sit here and add my sprinkles on. Add some color sprinkles. Little at a time. Okay, I'm going to change it. I'm going to deselect. So then now I can color some sprinkles that I don't mind going outside of the ice cream. So that way it kind of looks like they're sitting on top of the ice cream too. I'm going to keep changing colors, adding on sprinkles. I think I'm going to speed this up so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me make all these sprinkles. All right. That looks pretty good. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I'm going to combine my spoon highlight and my spoon. So remember, you hold Shift, you right click, and you go to merge layers. And that's how you can combine layers, and I'm just going to rename it spoon. And now I kind of want to add something else. Because now I still have my 8 layers, but I kind of want to add what this is. Oh wait, no, I should do a shadow. So I'm going to do a bold shadow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the shadow, and I'm going to use my paintbrush, but I'm going to take the opacity down. Okay, and I want it to be a straight line across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and then hold Shift, and it gives me a straight line across. I'm going to come back, I'm going to do a second one too. There we go. So it's kind of like I've got a nice shadow underneath my bowl of ice cream. Yay! One last thing is that I could actually add some cool text to this, and I want it to be at the very top. So I choose my top layer, and I choose a little text button. And then here I can put ice cream. Uh-oh, it's a little too big, so I'm going to hit Control-Alt to select everything. And over to the right-hand side, I'm going to change the text to 55. There we go, and up at the top you have this too. So everything you have to the top is also to the side. So I'm going to change my letters to be white. And then I'm going to go to the Move tool, and then I can move into where I want. And now I've made my bowl of ice cream. Yay! All done.